pretty impressed with this. Now I'm very, very flat. Obviously, let's get the body weight here. $228.3. That's a new low with shorts on. Wow. Let's find a little bit better light if we can. Really, really dried out a lot. Holy shit. Definitely achy, but that's okay. So I dropped quite a bit last night. All right, that's the start of the day. It's gonna start carving up soon. Not a bad start, guys. I'm pretty excited. Pretty excited. 228.3. All right, let's see where it goes. 7:29. Finished my first meal a little while ago. See, about 4 ounces of red snapper, and then I eat a packet of this, which is 2 40-gram servings, so 80 grams of white rice. Kept the Frank's Red Hot in, kept my pink sea salt in. Standard vitamin protocol. Over here, the calcium magnesium is becoming more important with the way that things are cramping. And then what I added in, this is extremely important. Glycolog. This is gonna help me glycogen load these carbs. I'll be eating this with every meal today. A lot of people think, oh, you can only take it 3 times. Not at all. You can take it with all your high carb meals, and you'll utilize the carbs far more efficiently. So make it back and rest a little bit now. Make sure I keep my water going strong. All right, a couple things I'm gonna be doing now are sipping on a cup of coffee. If you're somebody that drinks coffee, you don't want to pull it out. It'll give you headaches and it'll affect you going to the bathroom. Also adding in a first dose of Evaporate, which I'm extremely impressed with. So I did my regular vitamins, did my Glycolog, got to start chugging water, but now it's about just like coffee life. And of course, Evaporate. All right, guys, it is time for meal number 2. It is 10 o'clock, and I am going with, again, same rice as before. 80 grams of carbs from that, and then 3 whole eggs. Do a little bit of fats. You don't need as much protein when you're in your carb up. You're not doing anything. You're sitting around just absorbing the calories, and you're not gonna have the same protein requirements as far as recovery, building your muscle, things like that. You're just kind of wanting to absorb the carbs. Now, the reason that I do the fats is I find that people get out of hand with the carbs. You need these people that are carbing up with like 1,000 grams of carbs. To me, that's insane. The fats will slow the absorption a little bit, and it'll keep you satiated a lot longer. So if you're doing the fats the right way, and if you're getting anywhere from, let's say, 10 to max 20 grams a meal, you should be able to suck in 50 grams, 60 grams of carbs at each meal, no problem. And if you're doing 6, 7 meals, that should fill you out the right way, guys. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm flat. I gotta freaking eat 1,000 grams of carbs and this and that. It's aggressive. It's really aggressive. And for those of you who have heard about insulin and how it works, yeah, it does work. But rather than using insulin, which is something that is very, very advanced, you can simply use Glycolog and have this exact same effect. It is that strong. We are the first, of course, to put a product like this out. It is a glucose disposal agent. We even made it look like a bottle of insulin. So I will be taking this with all my meals today. Every single one. You will not see me miss a meal without the Glycolog, because I want rapid absorption. I want the best, fastest, most rapid absorption possible. And that is meal number 2 of the Carb Up. and I will get back to you guys in a little bit, drinking as much water as I can today. All right, you guys haven't seen me in a little while because my stupid ass left the camera over at Excel Auto. I had to do some stuff for my car today, and because I knew I was traveling, left it over. Now, I will tell you this, I am very flat right now, and these diuretics are strong. So if you're gonna use these things, guys, either A, be somebody who holds a lot of water, which I really am not, or B, make sure you're doing your carbs and your water and your sodium the right way. Now, I'm gonna keep going with my plan for now because I do want to keep seeing how I respond. I also am going to weigh myself right now. I'm curious. I have kept my carb up very clean. I have been just doing fish and rice. Now, I'm going to switch that up for this fourth meal now. It is 4 o'clock. And again, I've just done fish and those packets of rice so far for my first 3 meals. Now, I'm very flat. I'm going to show you guys right now. Compared to how I looked last night on no carbs, it's not something, I think I look okay flat anyway, just because, my physique, the shape and structure of my physique. But I will tell you that when I flatten out, my abs wash out real bad. So, with everything on, I am 234.5. So let's try this one more time to make sure, because we do know that scales can be iffy. I always weigh myself numerous times. 234.5. So good, we know that's the weight. So I got these heavy sweatpants on, so we'll say there's a pound or so. So I do have a little bit of weight on me, and I have had already well over a gallon of water. I mean, I'll tell you, these diuretics make you freaking thirsty. So I am at about, I had a little bit left over from the gallon I was drinking, then I had a full gallon, and now I am into this one. So by the time I'm done with this gallon, it will be closer to like 2 1/4 gallons, basically. So I guess it's safe to say I've probably had almost 1.5 gallons of water here at 4. It's 4:15. So time to eat again. What am I gonna do? This meal, I find this does really, really well for me, is cream of rice. And this is a 1/2 cup dry measure cream of rice, which is about 72 grams of carbs. I'm gonna show you what I do. So guys, a lot of people don't like cream of rice. And if you try it my way, I bet you you'll like it. So what I do is I take my cream of rice, microwave it just like anybody else, and I mix a lot of cinnamon in there, okay? That's like a full teaspoon of cinnamon, and it's like a heaping teaspoon. And the cinnamon is gonna do one of 2 things. It's gonna make it taste better, of course, but it's also going to regulate your insulin levels a lot more. This is why cinnamon is great for diabetics. I also put some sweet and low in there to sweeten it up, and then I take it and I put it down there in the freezer for like 7-8 minutes, maybe even 10 minutes, until it gets into this cold sludge. And it's like a fancy little pudding. I love it. I love doing it like this. One of my favorite parts about carbing up. And a lot of people eat their cream of rice hot, and they don't realize how good of a treat you can make with it. Now, for this meal, I gotta be honest with you, I'm not feeling fish right now. Oh, you know what? I take back what I had said earlier. I had 6 ounces of red meat at the 3rd meal. So fish, red meat. I'll probably do mostly fish for the rest of the night, but I'm actually just gonna do 1 scoop of whey isolation for this meal. And just to get it out of the way, I'm honestly not really that hungry right now. I may have to either space them out a little bit more, or just think of, perhaps even smaller portions of protein at this point. Like I said, I'm not concerned with losing muscle or anything like that. Now, I'm also structuring things a certain way because I'm going for a colonic tonight. Now, this is hilarious for a number of reasons. Number one, I'm gonna bring my own sheets and stuff and apologize to her because I don't wanna make a crime scene, go down in her place. And I don't know if she realizes what she's getting into. I think I'm probably her first serious bodybuilder, or was a serious bodybuilder. Number two, I don't know how this is gonna affect me. My theory is that it's gonna be great. I think hers is gonna be that it's gonna be great too, but it could backfire on me. And for those of you who haven't watched the colonic video from the first time when I went with Salvi and Coach K and Tristan, who was traumatized, you'll have to check that video out. But I'm still baked in this tan from
last night. I have not rinsed yet, which I know is gross, but I wanted to let it bake in as much as I could. Plus I wound up running around a little more than I planned on today, which is something that I don't suggest you do when you're carving up. Just sit around, take those calories in, let them suck them into your body, drink your water, relax. I will rinse after the colonic, and then I will put on another heavy coat of tan to sleep in, and we'll show you guys that as well. So I'm gonna eat my cream of rice, and I will be back in a bit. All right, I actually made a little game time decision to not have any protein at this meal just because I'm feeling a little bloated at this point, and I don't think that I need it. Glycolog every meal today. I'm actually doing a second dose of a wrap right now, regardless of me saying that I feel flat. I think that I will be okay as long as I keep the water and stuff going. Vitamins stay the same, and finally remember to go out and get my damn D3, so I'll be taking one of those now as well. I usually take those with my first meal. And outside of that, I'm just gonna rest. I'm very hot from the carb up. That's normal. Your body will get hot. Just sticking to the plan. All right, guys, at 6:27, I was actually napping a little bit. Something I don't normally do. I'm just tired. All these carbs are making me tired. I'm still full from a few hours ago, and I got to get this meal in now because I have the colonic at 8 o'clock. You're really supposed to be off food for 2 hours before you go, so I'll be 90 minutes. But I'm honestly, I'm just so like full. I just don't have the desire to eat. This actually, I don't think really ever was happening to me when I was carving up in the past, but granted, I haven't been on such low days for so long that I think my actual stomach itself just can't handle the larger amounts of food. And I did reduce the protein. I probably should have reduced the protein a little more earlier today. Now I'll have a big break before I get another meal again. So I'm gonna eat now, and I probably won't be home until, 3 hours from now, if not more. So I'm just gonna have a good old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Got some grape jelly, some white bread, easy to digest, and I'm thinking that the fats will make those carbs stay a little longer from that all-natural peanut butter. And that's it. That's all I'm having for this meal. I'm kind of going off plan now. And then I'm going to relax until I got to get over there. All right, guys, I'm also taking my last VSL number 3 right now. Stuff makes a really big difference. I actually should have ordered this earlier in the week. I screwed up and forgot. This ships on dry ice also. I had a couple this morning, and I'm taking one now. When you're eating in excess of food, this really makes a big difference with digestion, and I was trying to make this one last until this meal. So this is my last one. Hopefully I don't have any issues with bloating and stuff later. So I am here at my special place, I like to call it, with Debbie, who I affectionately like to call Dr. Booty. And you guys remember her from my colonic video.
Yes, I'm so excited for that video to come out.
I told Sabina to send it to you. So I'm actually really am getting a colonic right now, guys. And I know a lot of you probably think this is nuts, and I truly don't know what's going to happen, but each time I've done this, my stomach has felt and looked the best it ever has for a solid 24 hours. So if tomorrow is my final day, like this ideally should be the perfect thing for me to do. So you'll all know in the morning. So I figured I've been showing you guys every other step of the way. We did decide to, I'll show you a little bit of this, use sheets that I brought in so I don't wreck this place and make it look like a crime scene. Hey, at least I'm thoughtful, right, Don?
Hey, I thought that was great. Most people don't think like that.
Yeah, we were getting a laugh out of how silly I look with this. But I will get back to you guys in a little bit and let you know if anything actually even happens since I've been starving myself all week. And this is the beginning. I'll be back more towards the end. All right, so you guys have seen this and been grossed out by it in the actual full YouTube video that we did. But I'm so surprised because I've gone to the bathroom a few times today and I haven't really had much in me all week, but I am actually releasing, which is super interesting. I was so curious of how this was going to go.
Here comes another one. And I'm not even massaging your tummy right now. Look at all this coming out. But we do have lymphatic drainage happening on your tummy with the electrodes. So
I know Trevor will be happy to see this.
Look at you. We weren't sure what to expect.
Yeah, we really weren't. But guys, like I said, my stomach feels the most flat and empty. I might even start busting out some vacuum poses. All right, guys, so you saw me doing the colonic. Feel very, very good now. Actually, as of right now, I'm very happy that I did that. We'll see what happens as of tomorrow. My stomach feels empty. I'm really, really happy about it. Like, it literally feels hollow. So, I'm curious of my weight. Let's see it. All my clothes on, obviously. You've seen me at different times today. So we are currently 232.4. All right, so I'm gonna eat real quick and then I'm gonna actually rinse and apply some tan. I've been in this tan all day, which at this point is not ideal, but I had to do what I had to do. So what I'd like to really do is get this done by the time I go to bed, and that'll push me just over 2 gallons. Should be easy to do. And then this meal, so it's 9:52, I'll be done eating by like 10, I'll do one more around midnight, is 4 ounces of red meat. I know it says 4.5, but the plate weighs half of an ounce, and 80 grams of carbs from rice. Probably be the last dose of all my main vitamins that I take, and of course I will be doing glycolog at this meal. Now I had originally thought that maybe I will do a 3rd dose of Evaporate, but to be honest with you guys, I don't think I'm gonna do it now. Its stuff is really strong. I mean, I'm so impressed with how strong it is that I feel a little flat still, even with all these carbs. And I'm thinking that I'm somebody who's sensitive to diuretics as it is, that I may just be way too flat and look worse. So we don't want to do that. You gotta pay attention to your body. And considering I'm not shredded either, the last thing I want to do is be in decent shape but flat and soft. If I can be the right fullness, I will look the best I can look, obviously, but I'm not going to be shredded no matter what. So the last thing I want to do is deflate my muscle stores. All right, so I'm gonna eat, rinse, and get on another coat of tan. All right, guys, I want you to see this color now. So I just rinsed, and I'm gonna apply another coat. You would never, ever, ever do that before a show, but since I had to do this a day early, I wanted to rinse the excess off, and now I'm gonna put a couple heavy layers on and sleep in it again. So I will show you the difference. This is rinsed, no soap, and just air dried. You don't wanna rub around on yourself and screw everything up. All right, so this is now 10 o'clock. I'll come back after and show you what it looks like with a thick coat, the difference, how dark this stuff really is. Everyone's really freaked out by how dark I am right now. Jack doesn't even know who I am. Jack, I'm still your dad. Reese is scared. Angie is disgusted. And then there's these little babies. Hey! Don't freak out. Jack, it's me, Jackie.
Good night.
Don't be confused, Jack. All right, guys, I'm going to show you, probably going to be the last time I show you guys what it looked like tonight. It's nearly midnight. I got 2 more coats of Protan on, and I am now pretty dark. I'm going to sleep in this. I haven't decided if I'm going, actually, let me show you guys something. I haven't decided if I am going to rinse or not in the morning, and I'm not getting on stage, so I don't need to be that dark. So we have 2 different things here. I think it's really cool that they actually have different kinds of actual competition tan now. So you've got the physique bronze, and you've got your bodybuilder bronze. So one of them is darker than the other one. The bodybuilder one is darker. In bodybuilding, you're of course gonna wanna be as dark as you can possibly be. Then, when you have this on, if you want to absolutely just poison yourself, you can just blast yourself with this Clorox urine that is in my picture for whatever reason. Got some more supplies. Always be over-prepared, guys. I have a checklist. It's actually in my office, interestingly enough, of things that I used to make sure that I had with me at all times when I was competing. And it's everything from like baby wipes to Q-tips for when you get the crap in your ears, to backup copies of your music. There's so many things that go into a show, and I'll probably put that information out in the last video too, just so you guys know. But I'm gonna show you guys now. Have Salvi hold the camera. I wanna, since I went in this particular mirror before, I'll show you what I look like in that same mirror now, so you can compare. Obviously, lighting in different rooms is gonna change the way the color looks, whatnot. I'm still a little bit wet, but I'm very flat still despite how much I ate, which is interesting. That shows you how strong Evaporate is. Now, I'm somebody that is extremely sensitive to all supplements. This is why I'm the best guinea pig, because I can tell you if it works or not. I also haven't done anything today to get any kind of pump or really even get my blood circulating. But tomorrow, I'm going to show you exactly how you would pump up backstage, male or female. And you can do cat curls.
That's Tater.
A lot of people screw up the pump up process, and I see people running around backstage like they're at like some obstacle course. It's a huge mistake, but I'm gonna save that for the final video. And I'm really interested in seeing how I actually wake up tomorrow and how I feel out from the colonic. I feel extremely flat in my stomach right now. I feel very empty. It feels good, and I should be hydrated from the colonic. But I will tell you, for those of you that are going to use Evaporate, I would not recommend using more than the average dose unless you're just bogged with water. Because I cannot believe how much I'm peeing. It's crazy. I mean, it's good. We put together a product that works really well. Just I've never used an over-the-counter diuretic that was that impressive. I actually prefer, for myself, over-the-counter diuretics because things like aldactone thiazide wipe me out. And I can take dandelion, university, things like that fine. This is something that I could tell you, had I done it over again in the future, I would have started it earlier, assessed my tolerance, and changed my carb up. I probably would have carbed up. I probably would have front-loaded my carb up and started a little higher, give myself a chance to see how I react. Because even with a solid amount of carbs today, I still have just been peeing like crazy and not really holding stuff in. So I do think that I'll be fine getting a pump tomorrow because I'm not going to pull my water. I'm not somebody that believes in pulling water. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. So hopefully it is not a bust after all that I've done. And my final real check-in won't be until the end of May. Then you'll see me at my true best, I think. I think I had another 4 or 5 weeks I can be contest ready. But this was really, really fun. It was hard, but it was fun. I haven't done this in a long time, and I really do love it. I always have, and I always will. And it's been very, very good overall experience for me. And I love educating people on as many different subjects as I can. I might not be a master of one, but I know a lot about a few. And this is the one I think I know the most about. So thank you guys for watching these videos. They're getting a lot of views, more than I expected. Please don't ask me to do more vlogs. The guys in the office already want me to do more vlogs. I do too many things already. I want to play with my animals this weekend. I may show you maybe one more little snippet before I go to bed tonight, but I'm probably gonna have my last meal. I'll show you the last meal when I do have it in a little while, and that's it.
This is all about Tater, actually. So Tater needs to go on also a beat PJ. She gained a little bit of weight. So fat. She's not fat.
Why are you so fat?
She's thick. God.
Back to the fish and asparagus. This is 4 ounces of snapper glycolog again with this meal. And this is something, this is like, I don't want to call this one of my special little tricks because there's other people that do it too. I actually got this from Chris Aceto years ago. I would often do pancakes before bed, but I actually do 2 low-fat blueberry muffins from Dunkin' Donuts. And anything that's sugar and enriched flour like that, you're gonna suck right up. So I like to do this before bed, so I have that all loaded up in my system when I wake up in the morning. Now, is it wrong to do pancakes for those of you that have tried pancakes and had success with it? No, I actually used to respond great to pancakes. I also find that a lot of people will do well with like a burger, you know, the salts and the fats together with like, you know, the bun, that bun is typically going to be, you know, an enriched flour bun. You suck all that stuff right up. So I usually go, you know, quote unquote dirty with this meal. But you don't overeat, guys. You just get the calories in and don't bloat yourself out. You're not, you know, I always tell people, you're not going to the electric chair. You know, don't eat like it's your last meal. It is 12:15. I'm eating this. I'm going to pop an Ambien and I'm going to go to bed.